Think you are a history buff? Time to put that theory to test. 30 questions to reach the final verdict. Let's go. Don't forget to comment your final score below. Which of the following US presidents was not assassinated? Theodore Roosevelt. Which 1945 conference shaped the post-World War II world order? Yalta. What 1986 nuclear disaster occurred in Ukraine? Chernobyl. Which country hosted the first FIFA World Cup in 1930? Uruguay. Which 1969 event saw humans first land on the moon? Apollo 11. What 1989 event symbolized the end of the Cold War? Fall of the Berlin Wall. Who was the first female British Prime Minister in 1979? You guessed it, Margaret Thatcher. What was the first city bombed with an atomic weapon in 1945? Hiroshima. Which 1975 agreement ended the Vietnam War? Paris Peace Accords. Which country gained independence from Britain in 1947? India. What 1963 speech included "I Have a Dream"? Martin Luther King Jr. Which 2022 conflict caused Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II? Russia-Ukraine War. Which ancient Greek wrote the epic poems Iliad and Odyssey? Homer. Who was the first European to discover the Americas in 1492? Christopher Columbus. Which ancient trade route linked China to the Mediterranean? Silk Road. What was the name of the first cloned mammal in 1996? Dolly. What 1869 canal linked the Mediterranean and Red Seas? Suez Canal. Which 2014 annexation by Russia sparked conflict in eastern Ukraine? Crimea. Who was the first European to reach Australia in 1606? Willem Jan Zoon. Which 1991 agreement dissolved the Soviet Union? Bella-Visa Accords. Which 1919 treaty ended World War I? Treaty of Versailles. Who was the first African to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1984? Desmond Tutu. What 1929 event triggered the Great Depression? Wall Street crash. Which 1995 trial's verdict sparked racial controversy in the US? O.J. Simpson trial. Which 1956 crisis saw Egypt nationalize a key canal? Suez Crisis. Which 1938 radio broadcast caused panic with a fake alien invasion? War of the Worlds. What 1972 break-in scandal led to Nixon's resignation? Watergate. Which 1989 protest in China ended in a deadly military crackdown? Tiananmen Square. What ancient Greek city was famed for its warrior society? Sparta. What was the first written constitution enacted in 1787? It was the U.S. Constitution. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment your final score below and hit like and subscribe.